they talk all the crazy stuff about me going up and having a tough time, but he went up in weight and lost. That's the difference. I went up weight and won. He went up and lost. So let's not do that, Canelo.
Are we going to see Canelo Crawford next?
We'll see. It's a possibility there always. No, we'll see what happens.
Terence Crawford has reportedly confirmed the fight with Canelo after meeting with Turki Alalshikh. It seems that boxing fans may finally see their long-awaited dream come true. For years, there has been constant excitement about a possible clash between two of the sport's biggest stars, Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford. However, for various reasons, the fight always seemed impossible. Now, with the start of a new year, there is fresh hope that this could become one of the most legendary bouts in boxing history.
Always is a chance there, right? We'll see, but always is a chance there, and we're here to make the best deals, and always a chance.
And I do have to ask you about Dimitri Bivol, because that's a rematch you've always talked about wanting. How do you see the rematch going with Bivol and Beterbiev?
I think it's going to be another good fight. It's going to be another good fight. Both fighters are good fighters, so I think both have a chance to win. Like the first one was a really good fight.
So whatever is next, we look forward to it, my friend. Thank you so much and have a great evening.
Canelo Alvarez was recently seen with His Excellency Turki Alalshikh at the Ring Magazine Awards in London, creating excitement among boxing fans. While Terence Crawford had repeatedly challenged Alvarez, the Mexican superstar remained unclear about a possible fight. When asked about it, Alvarez reportedly set a massive purse as a condition to face the Nebraskan southpaw. Tensions later rose publicly when the Riyadh season chief cast doubts on whether the highly anticipated bout would happen. However, fresh reports suggest that major progress is being made toward making this blockbuster fight a reality. The overwhelming fan reaction highlights just how eagerly the boxing world awaits what could be a historic moment in the sport. Respected boxing. Journalist Julius Julianis was featured by Knockout Alerts, which shared a photo of Canelo Alvarez with Terence Crawford. The caption read, "Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford in the works for September of this year in Las Vegas." Crawford left no doubt about his ambitions by vacating the welterweight division, where he had once again solidified his status as an undisputed champion. Moving up in weight for a new challenge, he faced Israel Madoff and secured a dominant unanimous victory on the Riyadh season card in Los Angeles, adding yet another impressive chapter to his legacy.
What's up, fight fans? Some breaking news. This guy, Julius Julianis, who's an ESPN Knockouts reporter, is reporting that the fight isn't only about to be announced, but the contracts are signed between none other than Canelo Alvarez and Bud Crawford. In Julianis' report, he claims that this fight has been signed, sealed, delivered, and it's going down this September in Las Vegas. We know Canelo was in London for the Ring Magazine Awards with Turki Alalshikh, seemingly shaking hands as business partners. And just today, as a few hours ago, Bud Crawford landed in London and was seen with Turki Alalshikh this September. It's official. What are your
Clashes of this magnitude between a superstar and a pound-for-pound elite are rare due to the high stakes involved. Many fans may choose to hold their excitement until an official confirmation is made, savoring the relief of certainty. However, some fans already see enough signs to make predictions about the fight's outcome. One fan is highly confident in Terence "Bud" Crawford's victory, saying, "Bud is about to beat the crowd out of Canelo." Both are great fighters, though. Analysts expect an intense and closely contested battle between these two modern boxing giants. However, reaching the level of a champion like Canelo Alvarez is no easy feat. The legendary Mexican fighter, who began his career as a teenager, has faced elite opponents throughout his remarkable 66-fight career. His experience and skill could lead to more surprises than many anticipate. Another fan expressed a similar opinion, stating, "Bud is going to have Canelo scheduling fights against Jake Paul and Conor after this." Many believe that a fight with Crawford could be the ultimate challenge that cements Alvarez's legacy. One witty fan even joked that perhaps Alvarez should explore new horizons, saying, "Think Jake Paul or even the notorious Conor McGregor." Despite the humor, one fan pointed out a crucial aspect of the fight. This is going to break. PPV sales, haha. A showdown of this scale in Las Vegas is sure to attract a massive pay-per-view audience, with eager fans rushing to buy the broadcast regardless of the cost. Another supporter added, even though Canelo has declined a bit and is avoiding Crawford, Bud is naturally much smaller, making this a clear mismatch in Canelo's favor. This aligns with analysts who believe Alvarez's experience, power, and relentless striking could pose a serious challenge for Crawford, despite his versatility as a switch hitter. Skeptics also voiced their doubts. One user commented, "I'll believe it when they actually throw punches." Until an official confirmation is made, the debate is likely to continue for weeks. The biggest concern surrounding the fight remains the weight difference. Crawford recently moved up to 154 lbs, but he is still 2 weight classes below Alvarez. It's unclear whether Canelo would agree to cut weight or negotiate a catchweight fight. Even if Crawford moves up, some question whether he can maintain his speed and power at a higher weight. Observers often reference his fight against Israel Madoff, his first full-distance bout since December 2016, where concerns arose that added weight might affect his endurance and performance. For nearly a year, a Crawford vs. Alvarez matchup has seemed inevitable. Crawford, with a perfect 41-0 record, has openly expressed his desire to challenge the reigning super middleweight champion. Instead of retiring comfortably, Bud wants to further cement his legacy by jumping up 2 weight classes to 168 lbs for a historic fight. Canelo, with a record of 62 wins, 2 losses, and 2 draws, has previously shown little interest in facing the WBA super welterweight champion, knowing he would be heavily favored to retain his title. The 34-year-old has won 5 consecutive unanimous decisions, including victories over an aging Gennady Golovkin and a smaller Jermell Charlo after his 2022 defeat to Dimitri Bivol. However, Turki Alalshikh now appears to be persuading the Mexican champion to take on Crawford. Rumors suggest an agreement has already been reached for the fight to take place in September. Reports indicate that Alalshikh has repaired his professional ties with Canelo following a meeting in London. Now, with the highly anticipated Crawford fight expected to happen in Las Vegas, fans are closer than ever to seeing this historic showdown.
Top 5 fighters right now in boxing. That's your top 5 right now in boxing, not your the top 5 in boxing right now. Right now.
Champions or just anybody?
Top 5 right
Anybody.
now.
Shakur #1, hands down. Tank, he up there. Canelo, Inoue, Tyson Fury.
Damn. That's now beforehand. Back in the day.
This monumental showdown could take place later this year in Las Vegas, according to a tweet from Happy Punch, which reported that Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford have agreed to fight in Vegas. Speculation gained momentum after 2 intriguing images surfaced, showing Canelo and Crawford in discussions with Turki Alalshikh, chairman of the Saudi General Entertainment Authority. These images have sparked excitement among fans and analysts, as Alalshikh has played a key role in organizing major sporting events, particularly in boxing, in recent years. The meeting appears to be a crucial step in advancing negotiations for what could be one of the most significant fights in modern boxing history. While an official confirmation is still pending, the images and reports strongly suggest that discussions are in progress. If the fight happens, it would be a historic clash between 2 pound-for-pound boxing kings. Terence "Bud" Crawford, fresh off his dominant victory over Errol Spence Jr., has solidified his reputation as one of the greatest fighters of this generation. Canelo Alvarez, on the other hand, remains the face of boxing, boasting an illustrious career and consistently taking on the toughest challenges. As a 4-division world champion, he has built a legacy of greatness. A fight with Crawford would not only be a battle of styles, but also a fight for supremacy in the sport. Turki Alalshikh has been at the forefront of bringing major fights to life, particularly through Saudi Arabia's growing involvement in global sports. Under his leadership, Saudi Arabia has hosted marquee boxing events, further strengthening his influence in the sport. His role in these negotiations adds weight to the possibility of this highly anticipated matchup becoming a reality. One of the key factors to resolve in the negotiations is the weight class. Canelo is the undisputed champion at 168 lbs, while Crawford, who became the undisputed welterweight champion at 147 lbs, would need to move up significantly to challenge Alvarez. The fight is likely to take place at super middleweight, where Canelo holds all the belts, making it even more historic. If finalized, this fight has the potential to be one of the biggest boxing events in recent history, with two elite champions colliding for ultimate dominance.
Canelo fight, realistically left your mind once he said he's not interested, or you still pursuing it?
Not at all. I think business talk. With the right business come across the table, it happens. I just be talking, man. Canelo a big dude, you know what I mean? But at the same time, I believe in my abilities. He's a heavy dude, but he's not a big guy. Like he's 5'8", I'm 5'8", you know what I mean? My arm's longer than his, so that fight would be good.
Canelo's decision to face Crawford in September is a strategic one, as he will be fighting him after a long period of inactivity. Crawford, who hails from Nebraska, has not been in the ring since his close victory over WBA junior middleweight champion Israel Madov on August 3rd. He is expected to avoid any high-stakes fights before his September showdown with Canelo. Additionally, with Crawford turning 38 on September 28th, Canelo is giving his opponent more time to age by pushing the fight from May to September. While it's only a 4-month delay for a fighter nearing 40, those months can make a big difference. Aging often brings noticeable physical changes, though Crawford's focus remains purely on the fight. Respected boxing journalist Julius Julianis notes that both fighters are expected to take interim bouts, though Crawford may decide to skip his. His performance against Madrimov was not impressive, and facing even a mid-tier 154-pound contender could be a challenge due to their size, youth, and power. In that fight, Madov landed several clean and damaging shots on Crawford. It would be wise for Crawford to take a test fight at 168 lbs to get used to the division before facing Canelo. However, this comes with significant risk. At 37, Crawford has been largely inactive, fighting only once a year since 2020. His only notable fight recently was against Madov, where he nearly lost. Meanwhile, Canelo is expected to face IBF super middleweight champion William Skull in a unification bout this May during the Cinco de Mayo weekend. A victory would give Canelo his second undisputed title at 168 lbs, a major milestone in his career. To compete with Canelo, Crawford will need to put on weight. He looked smaller and less dominant against Madov, especially when compared to his performances at 147 lbs against Errol Spence, Sean Porter, and Kell Brook. It's clear that time has caught up with Crawford, and his habit of fighting only once a year hasn't helped. Despite this, Crawford and boxing fans have been eagerly waiting for this mega fight, and now it seems to be finally happening.
Is there anybody in the camp that would say, you're not ready for this?
That's a big boy. He's strong. That's a conversation. It's not just, oh man, you will whoop his ass. Like
yes,
that.
Man type stuff.
I'm not worried about Canelo. I'm not thinking about Canelo. I'm just focused on Israel Madrimov.
In a small way, is this a stepping stone to your dream fight?
I don't look at fights as stepping stones. It's about now.
When asked about a potential fight with Terence Crawford, Canelo Alvarez responded that there is always a chance and that he is open to the challenge. The Mexican boxing legend had an outstanding year, further strengthening his already impressive resume. He recently attended the 2024 Ring Magazine Awards, where he reflected on his achievements. Canelo has bounced back impressively from his 2022 defeat to Dimitri Bivol, maintaining a strong winning streak. In 2024, he successfully defended his super middleweight titles with victories over Jaime Munguia and Edgar Berlanga, and he is determined to keep that momentum going. Taking on Crawford, one of the best boxers in the world, would be a major statement, and Canelo has made it clear that he is more than willing to take on the challenge. Crawford has been pursuing this fight since his dominant win over Errol Spence Jr. at welterweight in 2023. However, to face Canelo, he would need to move up 2 weight classes from 154 lbs to 168 lbs, making it a significant challenge. Canelo kept fans guessing by suggesting that no opportunities are off the table and that a fight with Crawford remains a possibility. In another interview, he reiterated that there is always a chance for the fight to happen. He mentioned that they would see how things unfold, but emphasized that the opportunity is always there. He also stated that his team aims to secure the best deals, keeping the possibility of a showdown with Crawford open.
For you, is it that you've spoke to Turki Alalshikh, and what did you speak about?
Look, I like to work with everybody. You know, I'm a free agent and I like to work with everybody. And you know, I like to have the doors open.
Are we going to see Canelo Crawford next?
We'll see.
2 days ago, boxing analyst Rick Glazer, citing a trusted insider, suggested that the chances of a Terence Crawford versus Canelo Alvarez fight have increased. Despite Crawford's persistent challenges, a showdown with Canelo remains one of the top 5 fights that His Excellency Turki Alalshikh is eager to see happen this year. Alalshikh is also backing several other major fights, including a rematch between Alexander Usyk and Daniel Dubois, an all-British clash between Chris Eubank Jr. and Conor Benn, and the highly anticipated showdown between Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua. Another fight high on his list is the rematch between Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia. However, his main focus remains on making Canelo vs. Crawford a reality in 2025. With Alalshikh's innovative approach and strong commitment to boxing, along with his history of delivering major fights, fans are hopeful that this long-anticipated bout could finally happen. As previously mentioned, Canelo has acknowledged that a fight with Crawford is possible, stating that he is always looking for the best deals. Alalshikh is aiming to arrange the Alvarez-Crawford showdown in 2025, recognizing it as one of the biggest potential fights in North America. However, whether he can finalize the deal remains uncertain. At 37, Crawford has remained quiet about his backup plans if the fight doesn't happen. The reality is that age, combined with the challenge of facing larger, younger, and more powerful opponents at 154 lbs means his dominance may eventually come to an end. In fact, he nearly lost his last fight, a 154 lb debut against WBA junior middleweight champion Israil Madrimov on August 3rd last year. Despite the size difference, Crawford is eager to take on Canelo for his unified super middleweight titles in 2025. He believes his combination of skill and strength will be enough to overcome the physical disadvantage. Meanwhile, some analysts believe Canelo is showing signs of decline. In his recent fights against Edgar Berlanga and Jaime Munguia, he went the full 12 rounds to secure victories, whereas in 2021 or earlier, he likely would have stopped them. This has fueled speculation that Crawford might have a better chance than expected if the fight takes place.
Spoke with Turki about that show, about Canelo.
We know each other. We don't talk that much for make a deal and anything, but you know, we now know each other, and we'll see what happens.
Last one, I know you're pushed for time. Benavidez Morel, who wins?
It's gonna be a good fight. It's gonna be a good fight. 50-50 fight.
Canelo, thank you for that.
Initially, Canelo Alvarez dismissed the idea of fighting Terence Crawford, stating that defeating a naturally smaller opponent wouldn't give him the recognition he deserved. However, he now seems more open to the possibility of facing Crawford, widely regarded as the top pound-for-pound boxer. In an interview on Sway's Universe, Canelo revealed that he would be willing to fight Crawford, provided the financial terms are favorable. He also suggested that the fight would be an easy win for him, saying, "I'm in, why not? Don't get me wrong, he's a great fighter, but for me, in my weight class, it's an easy fight, easy money. If the money is right, I'm in. I don't like fighting guys like Crawford because he moves a lot, and those fights aren't usually exciting. But in his last fight, he didn't move as much, so if the money is right, I'm in. Right now, there are weight classes for a reason." Is the fight becoming a reality? Rumors of a potential Canelo vs. Crawford fight have been circulating for weeks, and it seems an official announcement is imminent. Crawford recently posted a cryptic message on social media, adding fuel to the fire. The undefeated 41-0 champion wrote, "Remember what you said about me." While it's unclear exactly who Crawford was addressing, many believe it was aimed at Canelo. In the past, Canelo has turned down the fight, citing the significant weight difference between them. Crawford, who has won titles in 4 different weight classes, would need to move up 14 pounds to meet Canelo at 168 lbs. Canelo is not the only fighter concerned about the size disparity. Top contenders like David Benavidez and Demetrius Andrade have expressed similar concerns. However, the fact that talks are ongoing is exciting for boxing fans. Further fueling speculation, Crawford posted an Instagram story from London, the same city where Canelo and His Excellency Turki Alalshikh were reportedly meeting, which suggests that negotiations are moving forward. Fans back Crawford. When Crawford issued his challenge, fans immediately rallied behind him, with many picking him to win despite the weight difference. While some experts believe the size gap is too significant for Crawford to overcome, others are backing him. During a recent workout in London, Devin Haney voiced his support for Crawford, saying, "I can't go against Crawford. I like him, in and out of the ring. I think he's the best right now, so I'm with him." Backup plans. Both Canelo and Crawford are exploring alternative options in case the fight doesn't materialize. Canelo may defend his super middleweight titles against IBF champion William Skull, aiming for his second undisputed title. Crawford, on the other hand, is expected to remain at super welterweight, possibly aiming to unify the division. A potential fight with Sebastian Fundora or a high-ranking contender like Virgil Ortiz Jr. could be on the horizon. Dimitri Bivol's thoughts. Dimitri Bivol, one of the few fighters to have defeated Canelo, along with Floyd Mayweather Jr., shared his thoughts on the potential matchup. Canelo moved up to light heavyweight in 2022 to challenge Bivol for the WBA title, but was decisively outboxed. Speaking to Fight Hub TV, Bivol said, "I remember when I first started boxing, one of the first lessons I learned was to respect weight classes. But Crawford is one of my favorite active fighters. He has great skills. Maybe he can surprise us. He and his coach will find a way to make it work." When asked if he thought Crawford could win, Bivol simply replied, "I can imagine it." Now, boxing fans eagerly await the official announcement. Will this highly anticipated fight happen? Only time will tell.